eyes twinkle. Microphone check. Yep. Yes, sir. We're back. Microphone check 1, 2. What is this? The No Hidden Agenda with that podcast business. It's your boy Cash, a.k.a. Uncle Cash, a.k.a. your side chick's favorite uncle. Welcome to episode 94 of the No Hidden Agenda podcast. And as always, this podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Soundcloud. Proudly brought to you by the good fellas at Rockefeller Records.
You had to.
This public service announcement is brought to you by Just Blaze and the good fellas at Rockefeller Records. Fellow Americans, okay, enough with the shit, enough with the shenanigans. You already know what time it is. For the sake of first-time listeners, I'm going to go around and let the people know who the team is, who brings this podcast for the love of the hip-hop, culture, content, business, all things hip-hop related. And as always, we're just trying to do something different and just say shout out to all the people listening to this podcast. What up to y'all? We do not take your spins for granted. One love. Keep supporting the team. Keep doing what you're doing. Give us time. Listen to the homies as we give you this unfiltered content. Straight to the point.
This.
Yeah, unfiltered. Yeah. So, and check out our YouTube channel. We appreciate the people already subscribing. We're seeing people subscribing.
I actually just got an email now. Someone who just subscribed.
Yeah,
Let me actually read the name.
Yeah,
I feel like this is cool.
Yeah, shout them out. Yeah, while you're looking up the name.
Nelson Tobachale.
Shout out to Nelson.
It's this guy. Oh shit! Shout out.
Shout out to the homie.
It's the homies that came to like check. Search for it.
Yeah,
Shout
like
out.
like the homies as we're setting up, he was like wondering, like if we see you every weekend, like what are you guys up to? So they've been dying. And I said today you just couldn't find them. Like let me go speak to the homies, find out what y'all are doing, what you're about. So Mahuta and Benza put the homies on like, yo, this is a podcast. This is what we're about. So team minus the man who gives us the greatest sound in the hip hop podcast game in the podcast game. Period. Shout out to Tubby the Don, Shabby DX Don, as always, the homie doing what it does, going over and above. You know, even giving Mahuta. You know, that lemon pepper minus the raw sprinkling.
Man, shout out, man. You know, having
That was so dramatic.
What?
The whole like, yo, make me a song and exclude this guy's verse.
it's annoying though
Like
because it's like you have to go sit through it before you hear 4 minutes of awesomeness.
Yeah.
Like,
but
fuck, just cut the shit off, man.
okay, we'll get into that. So the man who's not feeling the Ross verse on Lemon Pepper freestyle is Mahuta 11. What up, bro? You good? Sipping your beer, do your thing, take
Hey,
your
you
time.
already know, man.
I can let the intro run for a bit as you swallow, pause your beer. You feel me?
Yeah,
Exactly.
and you know, like an hour ago, I'd quit drinking.
But you back
Yeah,
like a real one.
I blame Teaser though.
Why?
I love that you removed the branding of it.
Yeah.
Cut the check, yo.
Cut the check,
Cut the check. Yeah, everyone
He's
must.
champion. Yeah,
Exactly. Speaker company, everyone, cut the check. Cut the
nigga.
check, bro.
Cut the fucking check.
Mahuta makes a face in the other way. You can't see the brand on the
Oh.
frames. Everyone cut the check.
It actually reminds me of like when you watch like local soapies. You know, like the Queen, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
what
yeah.
beer is that?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't recognize it.
I don't recognize this, but it looks like a
I'm like,
beer.
I know you don't want to support anyone.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Say,
it's
man.
cool. You know, cut the check and we can open up everything. And the third voice that you are hearing, ladies and gentlemen, is the man himself, the homie at Vinyl_T, commonly known to y'all as Teaser, looking fresh to death. As always, I think Teaser's the bar for swag on this pod. It's fresh, simple things done well,
You
bro.
can't say that while you're wearing a dashiki. when Coming to America 2 just came out. Like,
I greet you all in the name of the kingdom of Zamunda.
bro.
Nah,
You take outfit of the day today, bro.
Yeah,
Hey,
I know, but
thanks,
today
yeah.
is Bala. You know, you're in theme. You're like,
Head to toe.
it's one of those like albums that drop at the right time.
Exactly.
Like, it's not like it's the best one, but
Yeah.
everything about
Yeah.
it just fits, and then it makes it a classic.
Makes it
What
so dope.
kind of vibes? Are you going to the cinema today?
Not today, bro. Not today. I
I
think
cinema's open.
that's a
Yeah.
I saw like that's actually I did see on when they announced the level 1 rules. You know, they can't give the detail to say the following. You know, like public places are open, even outdoor events, church gatherings, but obviously with limitations. I think outdoors 250,
250.
indoors should be 50 or
it's
100.
150.
It's 150, yeah. But are we slowly getting back there? You know, getting back to normal. You know, but it's still we always urge people to exercise.
Did you see the cases yesterday?
No, I didn't see the
I was
numbers.
like, phew. Like,
It was 1.9 or
literally,
something.
yeah, because I'm like, yo, these guys announced like 800 like cases like for a good week, and then they go to level 1,
Yeah.
and like just as you, it's like 1.9, 1. It's like,
But there's
yeah,
usually
but
like-
it's as much as I think I expected it. It's just that like. I
No,
just
but
hate
it's
this
also
fucking
not
shit,
that.
man.
Like, so I mean, it's usually twofold. When there's a
Yes,
spike
yes.
in numbers, like if you don't look into the numbers, it's gonna scare you. But if you look into the numbers, like one thing I've noticed is like sometimes other provinces report stuff late.
Yes.
You know, like
Yes,
whether
yes,
whether
yes,
it be new
yes.
cases or recoveries or so like once in a while you get this huge upside
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the other day you'll get like the one time like
Especially if you're
KZN
going
had-
to like the end of the week.
KZN had like 12,000 recoveries. Like how do 12,000 people all recover at once?
No.
But
Yeah,
it's one of those.
It's gradual reporting of the numbers. Yeah, but
things
yeah,
are
like,
easy, man. I'm
things are
happy.
easy.
Sorry to cut you, man. Like I've been just seeing even outside when I'm like driving, as much like the first time we reopened after like a hard lockdown, what worried me is that people acted like the virus is gone. But now you can tell that people are like processing things a bit easy. They now understand that okay, it's level 1 because of the economy and whatever. If I must still do my shit, I mustn't just wild out and whatever.
Wear
So
a mask,
I'm,
etc.
yeah,
I mean,
I'm really enjoying seeing that from people.
like Texas guys, like I don't know who's the guy in Texas that said no more mask.
yeah,
Like
it was the
you
mayor.
know, like
the
yeah,
mayor,
I'm
bro.
so happy that we still act
me too.
Responsibly.
Me too.
you know like
Because if that's leadership, if that's the
that's
mayor
wild.
of your city saying no more masks, and you know, like good luck to you all. Because I was, you know, what's fun is like with Corona, anytime it comes down wherever you live, it's not like it's when an announcement comes with a different level of lockdown wherever you live, country, province. It doesn't mean automatically like it's gone. Like you know, that's why they're always making provision for the fact that there could be spikes. But if your mayor's talking about, no more masks, man, you wild out. That
like,
guy
oh,
should be brought before a
fam,
commission
relax.
and inquiry. Exactly, like relax. Like,
I can't believe we're the Corona pod.
now we know we
love it, though.
we believe in
I love it.
We believe in people being responsible, you know.
Yeah.
So looking forward to another episode of the podcast. We got many dope discussion points. Gonna hit you with that fire, you know, open up for y'all. Discussions as far as hip hop go, what's happening in the week, what's topical, what's
where do
trending.
you want to start?
Man, I want to start with the music, man.
No, I want to ask Cash.
Where do I want to start? Okay, let me answer you like
For the
this.
first time, can you direct?
Actually.
Okay.
Director is where you
Cool.
understand.
So as far as topics of discussion go, the topic of discussion, I'm the leader. Check my function. You were haters saying nothing, but you feeling my percussion hardcore. Keep it raw like never before. MCs in the game. It's time to settle the score, motherfucker. A little something like, a little something like, a little something like, a little something like, a little something easy.
Some light.
Lemon pepper what?
Lemon
Lemon pepper what?
Replace the rose vase with the
yes. I'll replace the rose verse with cash verse.
Yo, Benzo gave me a nigga dab. Oh yeah, how could we forget?
Man.
As always, the team doing the visuals behind our YouTube channel. Shout out to Bonga Steels by Ngoob. Shout out to Banile and the man in the background giving the 4 bars dap is Benzo. Catch the man on socials at Sawafo. You know, looking nice.
Paley representative.
Yeah.
I missed you last week, dog.
PTA.
He was gonna be out here.
I know.
Yo,
I
that's
was like,
Yo, wait, hey, but yeah, man, cash.
Yeah.
So you're starting off with bars.
Yeah, we're starting off with bars.
You
You
really
know.
want to discuss bars?
Want to discuss bars, bro. Like, but I was trying to check out. Let's go back to the topics. There's a reason I came prepared. You know, little
Yes.
bras, nyana. As far as bars go, in fact, let's put it to like just the new music drops. I mean, I know obviously like I want to ask you all a question. I was thinking about this. It's not even the longest of topics. So with Friday drops, like Maoto is probably alluding to as we're opening the recording, that the industry does actually shut down and artists are slowly starting to come back. We're seeing more of singles coming out. You know, Questa put out a single, Drake 3-pack, you know, and then if you just look at even over the past couple of weeks, towards end of 2020, leading up to first quarter, music is slowly starting to come back. So is it now an expectation that as we lead into the first quarter of each year, especially now with the pandemic, that artists just put out singles to test the waters. I'm thinking, okay, why is they never? I stand corrected if I don't have like my facts straight, but how come artists are not bold enough, so to speak, to be like, let me drop a first quarter project? Is it the new norm now that because we've got DSPs, you can use 3-packs, EPs, and singles as a matter of doing like a litmus test? Like, why not own the first quarter? Like, come out. I was thinking, come out the gate guns blazing. I know we've discussed it a few times on this pod about how sometimes award shows would determine when people drop. If you drop too early, by the time we get to the end of the year with the way music drops, people might have forgotten you. But my thought is always, if you drop first quarter, you can set the pace, like set the bar for the year. Like, if you put your best foot forward as an artist, you drop a project, you set the bar high. Then whoever comes after, they have to either meet that bar or surpass it.
Yeah, I mean, prior to COVID, there's always been drops every month, really.
Yeah.
Maybe not the blockbusters.
Yeah,
but,
that's the
but
thing.
there's always music being dropping. I'm gonna answer in two ways. My view, really. The first one is generally like, I think Americans kind of dictate music culture. So for them, it's winter, blah, blah, blah. And then when they gear up for the year, they're actually gearing up for summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where, like, if you're seeing Drake, blah, 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 like, they're gearing up for, like, peak June. So to me, that's how I read it. But sometimes in South Africa and in Africa, we shouldn't look at it like that. Like, for me, it's like, all of us should drop if in South Africa. Like, it's still the right time to be dropping, blah, 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 blah.
That's why I asked that question.
Second answer I have for you, it's a bit of a boring one, I'd say. But if you ask me, there's literally a chairman at one of these music stores that called the chairman of Pfizer, and they're like, "Are we good to go?" They're like, "Yeah, we're good to go. Can you press play?" And I feel like the music is rolling out with the fucking vaccine, and like the tours are coming out, like, there's been calls that's happening. I'm like, "Are we good to go, guys?
Yeah.
Yo, like, are we good to go?"
There's a lot of calls that are happening.
Yeah.
I feel you though. I feel you.
know.
And I actually wouldn't be surprised if that happens, because I imagine these are people who know each other. Like, billionaires know each other. Like, a guy from Pfizer knows the guy from Warner Brothers. I'm sure of that.
And if you open it a little bit further, Cash, maybe just I know it's a music topic, but sports opening, tourism opening, like across the globe. So that should tell
And
you.
all those things need music in order
Dude,
for
like,
them to continue.
Good you mentioned that, because I was watching like NBA highlights on YouTube, and they were welcoming the fans back. So even fans in limited numbers were seeing it a little bit with someone like in England, not necessarily the Premier League, but they're using the Championship as to test how they can have
test the
people,
waters.
test the waters, smaller stadiums. Because for us, I think it's like when you go to a Soweto derby, you see like how much logistics it is just to have that game. So same thing with the UK, where there's so many sports stadiums, people don't really drive to the stadiums like we do. It's mostly public transport, police, and all that. So they're just trying to see how we can slowly get back to having the logistics on point. But you can see things are starting to come back. But you touched on something that made me have that thought. Like you're saying, for us in South Africa, yes, America sets the trend. Obviously, and last week we touched on how there's local subsidiaries of these big record companies. But what I would like in my head, and what makes sense, is that if South Africa and Africa, with our own seasons, have a culture of where our drops, our main time of the drops is based on our own weather and activities, and somehow like not necessarily, because what I don't like is sometimes, as people like consuming a lot of hip hop music, when the local artist waits on what's happening in America, then if we have a bombardment of music of international and local.
Do you think they do wait for America?
It might not be.
Or do you think we actually have our own timeline?
I think we have our own time. I think it's it's
That's
a
what
bit
I'm
of both
asking.
for me.
Yeah, we do have our own timeline, but maybe I need to put more thought into it. I was just thinking on the fly, but for me, one thing I do know that stands out for me that's a bit glaring is like there are times where there's just gaps where like there's no music, and I don't think, maybe I might be seeing correlations where they aren't. It could just be purely coincidental. You're right. They might be. We might have our own timeline, right? But for me, I was thinking specifically to Q1. I do get it. Like even locally, people think, okay, December, it's like when we really let loose, party. The weather's great. Pianos, house music, even hip hop. Sometimes what's traditional as hip hop might slow down a little bit over the festive season because people want that real festive party music. But then once we do start the next quarter, why wouldn't then like hip hop artists like not even if it's not the prominent ones, if I'm an upcoming artist, like even if you forget about my album later in the year, why not drop Q1, get more prominence, and be like that artist, like a mid-level artist, a younger artist, drop then and roll out. It might be a hard sell for the people managing, especially if you're signed. They might then say to you, look, traditionally this is how it's done. And then it depends on how much influence you have with your label and your management to really insist that, I know it's a bit of an oddball time to drop, but I really think if we do it at this time, because it's a bit more runway, if you think of it.
So, sorry, I didn't want to jump into that, so I keep raising my hand.
No, go for it.
But I wanted to ask you, I don't know if you actually pay attention to it, but KO put out a tweet where he's like, fuck it, I'm putting out an album.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys saw it.
I missed it.
Oh, you?
That's actually exciting news.
I forget. So KO literally like this was still when probably still on level 3. They hadn't even announced level 1. This is not even this week. Like it's probably last month, if not Jan, where he was like, "Fuck it, I'm putting out an album this year. I don't know what the year is gonna go like, because like at the beginning of Jan, it was like third wave is coming, and generally we all anticipating it. But he was like, "Fuck it, I'm putting it out."
Drop it, man. Like
You know what I'm saying? So
Yes, that fucking is exactly what I'm talking about. Whatever, and maybe you might know about why you tweet that or train of thought, but just say, let me just do it. And he's perfect because he's A-list.
But that's why I was asking if I don't know if you're paying attention because you're asking the questions. But I feel like I think in South African terms, a lot of people actually have power to drop their stuff, not even the labels. You know what I mean? It looks like that at this point.
And can I say something on this point? Because you guys bumped into a very nice topic about weather, because it's something which I always love discussing. Because other people feel like it's a crazy thing when I discuss it. I'm like, nah, actually, it does matter. Like the weather outside matters with the kind of music that you want to put out. So what I then realized is that in the SA context, as much as our weather differs, it's not all that different. Like our winter doesn't make us not go out. You see, like yes, there will be that element that the mood will be like this, but you don't necessarily have to like follow it, because our weather is kind of like just mild, man, throughout. So like in America, for example, in December, the snow. So like there won't be a lot of shows, like outdoor shows and all of that shit. With us in June, it's like we can still rock a show, man.
It's more indoors. Like you do less outdoor events.
You just do more indoors and all that shit. So what I would feel is that, man, when it comes to the weather per se, only very specific artists should care. Like for example, Eriki likes to drop a summer bang. Like we need a summer bang in October. That's fine. You can have that. But just generally like an album, a hip hop album in SA, just do a proper rollout. People will receive it and people will listen. I think, like
Just not in December, but
just not in December. And when
We joke, but that's true. It is really.
I wanted to also add on that Uguti. So I was saying our timelines differ from America, but in a way are the same, because they go for summer. We actually also do go for summer. So it's the same in that sense. But because our summers are different, then we drop on different schedules. So it's like we're using the same calendar, but just using only the seasons, not looking at the months. Because if you look, in South Africa, a lot of music drops in like September, October. And that music is for it to dominate the whole summer when no music is coming out, quote unquote, till like your Febs, like now, when things are really like starting up again, And then there'll be like the younger acts, which are usually drop like earlier in the year and whatever, but there'll be bigger artists who feel as if they now can compete like in the summer hit record, so then they then wait for that, you see. So but then I like the fact that also the pandemic, we spoke about it a lot, like late last year, we're going to want to see what the mentality changes from people. And that KO one is one true fact that shows it, that it is like, as in, fuck this shit, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I have music.
And I'm
that's
not
ready.
gonna sit.
I'm
yeah.
not gonna just fucking
I
sit
put out a
and
single,
hope.
and the single is doing well.
And the single's doing well.
Like,
and I'm on features. The features, people are liking me on the feed. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let me just
the
drop an
momentum
album.
is there.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think, man, I'm all for it. I always like KO albums. And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I didn't know, but
So,
I'm really looking forward to it.
I hope we just see more. I hope we see more of where it's the norm and not the exception. Whatever, whether KO's decision was, it'll be dope just to have that because the rationale just makes sense. And you did make a good point in closing this discussion that look, SA artists, if they have more clout in terms of influence on when they can drop, because they just for general, you just see that they do drop, you know, or they really announce that look. Barring any disturbances, I'm coming. And you can see when an artist is coming from presence on social media, rollout, starting to warm up interviews, and they start giving you snippets, even if it's just not music. So if they have that control, then they should go for it because we always want music and one more time to sit with it. 'Cause especially now with a lot. I mean, like Friday music drops that have become the new norm since good music and then DSPs like took off. It means we have a lot of music to consume. And I think it's not fair to the artist sometimes when you give like a face value or surface review or surface listen because the only time you're really gonna go back to an artist is if you really ride or if you're a stan of that artist, if you mess with that artist, you see now. Of which I think it's a disservice to people who put effort and time in studio and writing into creating music and content for us to like. Artists should have more than just their fan base giving them their creations time and review, you know, because I don't have to. Having more time to listen to a project is not going to make me a stan of everyone I listen to, but just give me more time to appreciate what you're trying to come up with. Like, I'm an old school nigga, but I'd want time to sit with the Reese project, you know, to when it drops, to really get into it, you know, to be able to have a relatability, say, not even if I think this is not so much for me, but I can see what the youngsters are talking about.
Yeah.
Like, what I know about Reese is more from how he moves outside of his music on social media, how he's reclusive, his whole story, you know. But I'd want to tie that to the music. So you don't want to rush through a Reese project, you know, because there's lots of music. Because I think he's prominent. You want to give people who are making moves in a prominent way, they just use few spins, listen to it, get an appreciation. So that even at some stage, who knows, you might like it or you could come back to it. But just give bodies of work that time. That's why I just think, you know. So if you're an artist here, listen to this, man. First quarter, whenever you want to drop, whatever works for you, work in your own lane, work at your own schedules, and get your people to buy in, man. Especially if you're indie.
Questa went out, bro.
Yeah.
Slicker went out, bro.
What's the name of the Quest song on Fire in the
Fire in the
Ghetto?
Ghetto.
Yeah.
And Slicker.
Slickers is.
What's his
Let
called?
me just check.
No, guys. Not Slicker. Not Slicker.
Siya.
Yeah,
Siya Metane.
Metane.
Yeah.
Drop the
yeah.
name.
Oh my god.
Drop the name. What you guys think of that? Like the name
I guess
change?
like last week you said it, we can represent people how they want to be represented.
Yes.
So Siya.
Yeah.
So shout out to Siya.
Yeah, Metane.
Like for me, it was. I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna discuss it as it goes because I feel like I'm gonna learn more as the music because changing the name and then dropping music means that there is some activity that is gonna happen.
Did you listen to
That
the
is based-
song?
I did listen to the song. Listen to the song.
I think I kind of know why he
called
called Fulfill.
Yes.
Featuring RJ and Benjamin. He wrote an article himself on
It's a good
Life.
song. That's all I think I had.
Yeah, it's
on it.
alright.
It's a good song. Like, and also, it actually made me think of something. Ukuthi. Sometimes, actually, most times, I want to start like judging people based on like the expectations I have of them. Because with the expectations that I have for
That's
Slicker,
gonna go left.
that's actually it's like for example, I can't keep on saying, nah, who's not gonna catch feelings? Because I'm thinking, but I can't keep on saying like
Ginger.
Reese. I can't keep on saying, yo, man, Reese makes boring music. Then he drops the next song, and I'm like, man, Reese like drops boring music. If I want to then assess the music, I then have to take into account Uti. Oh, this is the level that I believe Reese music is at. So did it do better or worse than what is expected or what he usually does?
So,
I don't understand. Yeah.
Also, I think if I get you right, you're saying you wanna, instead of us having the same perspective on an artist, you wanna compare that artist in terms of what you usually expect from them?
Yes.
Did they meet that benchmark, or is it above and below? Is it
Yes.
better?
But your
you wanna
benchmark or everyone's benchmark?
his personal?
No.
His
My benchmark.
His personal.
Not everyone's benchmark. Like, for example, if I treat you as the best rapper in the world, if there's like so much that you're gonna need to do to like impress me even further.
But like, if he's making boring music, it's never gonna change for you.
Yes. I will not like it, but I feel as if I'm in a position where I do need to assess music, either way, whether I like it or not. And I think the best way to assess it, to have a proper opinion that is understandable to someone else, is to judge it based on my expectation. Because I think that's what never,
okay.
That's what never
I hear what you're saying.
comes
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
You see, because now I feel like it gets,
But why are you saying this with Slicker song?
because
Siya
I've
song.
never liked a Slicker song.
Really?
Yeah. Whereas when I then heard that song, I'm like,
You forget Slicker once made fun of Hozumsindo. These UJ days, like, yo, Slicker used to perform that song back to back. Yeah,
I
but
remember
you remember?
that shit. So
He's just
Man.
perplexed, bro.
yeah, like blacks are fools. What?
Not for you.
Like even in the group, his raps were just never
Stand out for you.
my shit. I was like, okay, they have this guy here in the group. He's important for some reason, but I don't know. You know? But then that song actually, because I wanted to say, that song actually now exceeded my expectation. So
You know
I
the other
shouldn't just
song.
say
You know,
it's a good
the
song, it's
other
actually a
song he's
good
got
song.
with RJ Benjamin, Dreamer. What the hell, bro?
With Dreamer.
The first, yeah. This is a second collab between him and RJ
You know,
Benjamin.
I don't
yeah.
I
like
am
this
a
one.
dreamer.
Oh no, I don't like the song.
Wow.
I don't think it's a bad song, but it's not my taste.
Okay.
not
Yeah.
my
No.
shit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I-
Fine, let's leave the
Yeah.
music. What do you think then about Slicker's moves? You saying you're gonna judge it as time goes?
Yes, because I wanna judge the name change, but
I
it
have
seems
an
a bit
idea.
too early.
I have an idea.
So do I.
What
Actually,
is it?
I read an article that he wrote
Yeah.
on Life. Actually, it came out yesterday where he spoke about last year, more on the business side, but it was an interesting read about how I actually didn't know that Slicker did not own 100% of On Life. And then when On
You
Life.
listen to our podcast.
Huh? What?
I was about to say, he literally said it in front of us.
No. Okay, that was unfair. That was like, wasn't that 2 years ago, bro?
But I feel you,
why,
okay?
yeah.
No, like I mean, like he just gave. If he did say, maybe if I missed it, apologies. But he gave the full breakdown in terms of how the business was structured, and then obviously with the challenges of COVID, just keeping the business afloat, a lot of hard decisions that he had to make. So obviously, bought back. He now owns 100% of On Life. You know, just to keep the doors open, keep staff left, the whole typical thing of what a business went through. So ultimately, he led that article to say, look, obviously, now that I own 100% of On Life as a decision, what it means to him, and then he's painted his story why he even started the On Life business, his story in music, and then the business part and what he's always trying to achieve. It was basically about the why. He was speaking about his why and how he kept reminding himself of that. So, and then I think he ends, if I remember correctly, about how why he decided not to change back to Slicker. So I don't want to give too much of that article. It's a good read, not too long. If you read the article, it'll probably show why he sums up at least to why he is now just going by his name. And I'm assuming if this is not just a single, if it's a leading to something else, precursor, then we're probably gonna see a project coming, might be an EP. And I think the assumption on my side will be he's gonna fill in the gaps of what this name change means in the music, and that's what I think. And
I don't think the music is coming. If you ask me,
Just think it's all about the music.
but I think what you're saying is right. Like he bought back the business, and he wants the business to have its own persona.
Yeah.
So Slick on Life is Slick on Life,
Yeah.
and now he's Siya. So you know, you don't have to now associate Slick on Life with rap.
I see
That's
it.
how I see it. Like,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
song he
Yeah.
dropped
Yeah.
kind of explains all of that.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to be doing music. I think he's going to be focusing on Slick on Life.
Slicker on
But
Life.
he's actually creating now, you know, like, you know, when you have a business, you always have to separate it from you.
Yes,
You know, like,
yes,
eventually you want to sell it. You want it to be,
standalone.
No.
Yes.
I think that's what he's doing.
I get it. I get it. Because to me, now that you explain it, it makes sense that it's more a retrospective name change. So
Correct.
he's releasing the song as Siya Metane, so that everything before that you knew as Sleeker, you change it to this is Siya Metane's music, so that Sleeker belongs to the business, and you recognize the word Sleeker only as the business. That
That's what I
dope
think.
as shit.
Yeah.
but it's a smart move.
Wouldn't mind an EP though. Wouldn't mind.
You don't like the music, dog.
But we still want the
No, we still want the EP. I want to I have to talk about music I hate and like. So if the music I hate doesn't come out, what must happen?
objectivity.
Can't be coming here praising niggas every week.
Shout out to Rick Ross.
Man, shout out to Ross.
On that note,
On that note,
eh?
Mahuta, please give us your take.
The 3-pack Scary Hours 2 is out. Drake, the 6th God. I don't know if do you guys want to start with the songs or with the drop and what it means.
Let's start with the drop. Unpack real quick the drop and then get into the songs actually.
Yeah, I'll give you my short one so that like you guys can discuss because I know you all have a lot of wild takes. The first scary Scary Hours?
Hours,
Yeah.
yes.
Scary Hours drop was God's single and
God's Plan.
God's Plan and
Diplomatic
Immunity.
made sense. You
That
know,
was
it
my
was a
shit.
drop. The themes made sense. The other one was the single leading out to Scorpion. The other one was almost like a Lucy. Same thing here. One is a single. The others are fillers. You know, that's how I understand. Doing the exact same rollout you did 4 years ago makes sense.
Which one do you think is the single?
The one with the music video. What's next?
Oh, that's the music video. I haven't seen the music video.
Shit,
I
bro.
would have. Oh, then my take on this changes. I'm about to trash Drake. Shit. So, for me, the drop, I felt as if in just listening to music. This is before I knew that there's now a music video. I felt like it's a hold. Like it's giving us something to hold. It's one of those who would. I said I'm gonna drop in January, and then I pushed from January. And because I pushed from January, people just immediately thought that it's going to be Feb. And then it was in Feb. And I haven't said the new date. Here's 3 songs. Hold on to it. I'm still trying to move. Maybe now he's waiting for tours. I don't know. But it just seems like, it doesn't seem like the music that is made for like CLB.
Drake
In how I've...
Drake
seen-
dropping his opening music industry, bro. As soon as like all the other labels are like Drake dropped, fuck,
Yes.
let's all go.
Yes.
So like
Yes.
it's a hold on, but it's like
Yeah. It does something obviously it shake. It's still any Drake drop shakes the music industry.
and the type of music he also dropped, like so it's a hold on. I hear you, but I want you to tell me if you think it's a hold on that it's gonna feed into the plan, or you think this will be exclusive of the album.
Mina, I think it will be exclusive of the album. But then you guys now telling me that there's a music video for what's next would then make me because I said I was expecting one of those songs to be the single for the album. But then when I listened to them, I'm like, there's none of the 3 stand out to be like, oh, this is the single for the album.
Okay. This
This nigga just fucking dropped. Cry, laugh now, cry later, dog. And then the next single, it's what's next?
Okay.
Like for me, I don't know, man. Like for me, that song at best, if
Come on, dog.
it even lands on an album, at best it's a filler. For me.
It's God's plan, dog.
I don't like God's plan, but
I know.
no ways.
No,
when
but-
God's plan started, you were like, this is the single. Like when you press play and it's when the first horns come on, you like, here's the single, the album is coming. When I play what's next, it sounded like an intro of that small EP. So I thought it was gonna be like just the one song, and then out of the 2, because the other one said freestyle, I knew it was a rap song.
What are you saying?
So
What
I
are you
was
saying?
like,
What are you saying? Like, are you saying you have, in Drake standards, you know a Drake single in his standards based on the previous?
Yes, I thought I
So
did.
this one compared to everything else,
Yes.
you know, hold on, we're going home. Or,
Yeah,
like-
it just doesn't feel like that unless Drake is now. This is the Drake for me who's trying out a style which is being used by this guy. Like when he dropped War, It's Warren, Yeah, when he was doing like the drill shit, that's a UK.
With Fav,
Yeah, that song was a single. It was there, but you could tell that it's not Drake coming out with a single where he's expecting to smash everything. So that what's next song when it doesn't sound like it's gonna be number one by next week. But, and that's the standard that I always think of when I think of a Drake single.
If it works.
But if it works, hey man, shout out to him.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, because I can see how it can work because it is like the current style that is sort of being used.
Yeah,
and that is
no, I like
popping.
it. I like it because
and Drake
like,
is Drake, so he knows how to.
Yeah, I like it
make
because
better
like
music.
even though clubs are not quote unquote open, I can still bop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because nowadays, you know, you gotta go home at 8. Like, shit.
I think another thing. Oh shit! I think I must be. Thank you for mentioning the clubs. I think another thing. I don't like Club Drake. I think that's
Then you can't
because
judge
he
this
has
shit
never
based
led.
on your own expectations.
But the problem
man.
is
that's
that-
why I was actually like disagreeing with
No,
what
but
you were
look,
saying.
it does make sense because, like how I'm saying, Wuti, the expectation is Drake dropping a song that's gonna be number one. That's the expectation I have of
But
a
you know,
Drake
like
when it's a single.
if you get disappointed and you get disappointed alone, makes sense, right?
Yes.
Right? But when we have to discuss it, now we have to discuss that you don't like it and you're disappointed. And I'm going to be like, well, you don't like him anyway.
You see, this is actually making that point. That's why it is then important for there to be the standard. So that when I say I hate the song, your first response would be, when I heard it and I knew it was a Drake club song,
the journey
it makes sense.
That I get the journey.
It's in
like,
context
I tried to listen, and unfortunately, you know, because you gotta listen to what you don't like.
Exactly.
I get it. Like,
But what I must say though, I honestly thought the Lil Baby song would be the single if he chooses a single on there.
I love
And it wasn't even because of the song. It was because of Lil Baby. I was like, damn, it would be so weird to put Lil Baby on a 3-peg and it's just a throwaway song. Like,
I love
Baby's not
Drake's
a
verse
throwaway
on that
thing,
song.
eh?
Like, fuck. I know Lil Baby
on
went
the
hard.
Lil Baby one.
Yeah, like I loved how he started it and the flow he took, and when the beat drops and then he accelerates. I was like, I haven't heard Drake rap like this in a while. Like,
I feel you. I feel you.
I love this shit. I love the whole 3 thing. Fuck.
I love Lemon Pepper Freestyle.
Jesus' point of why he likes what Drake did segues perfectly into why Mahuta does not like the Ross verse. Because Teaser hasn't heard Drake rap like he did on the track with Little Baby. Hey, shout out to Little Baby. Yo, Drake is making me like Little Baby, bro. Like there's some artists who I know you dropped another single, but if you think of Laugh Now, Cry Later, and
That was Lil Dirk, buddy.
a Little Dirk, my bad. But see,
The Lils.
the littles,
I
bro.
know,
There are a lot of littles.
Me too. When I first saw Lil Baby, I was
There's a
like,
lot.
oh, they have a second song. But then
Like, no,
the more it went, I'm like, oh no,
Dirk,
no,
yeah.
it's Dirk. It's not Lil Baby. Now I have to like really listen because it's now introducing me to a new guy.
Yeah.
Ish. I'm like, yeah.
But the point that Teaser made is Drake, shout out to Drake. Drake is really good at getting in many pockets, one, and also knowing which of his own style to bring on a track, depending the feature and the beat or the genre of music. If he's going drill with Favio, if he's going drill with the UK artist, he does that. Which then begs the question, like, why has Rick Ross been rapping the same verse
Yo,
since
I
bro?
am fucking tired of that Ross verse. I'm sorry.
And when I say same verse, I don't mean like literally the
Okay,
same verse.
wait. Before we go to Mahuta's opinion, what's your opinion?
My opinion of Ross is
The songs,
no,
the EP and the song.
Yes, the
Oh,
EP and
nah,
the song
okay, the
first,
EP
yes.
dope.
Before
Yeah,
we shit on Ross.
I do concur with some of Mahuta saying there's no need to rehash that. But what I like is we already knew that the album is coming. The Lover Boy joined. Sorry for forgetting the whole verse. The whole name of the project. We know that's Certified Lover Boy.
What's wrong, bro? Like, hey, did you
say
sleep?
CLB.
Did you sleep last
Hey,
night?
it's been a hey, dog.
It was probably up watching Coming to America. You can see from the attire.
Nah, dog.
Certified Lover Boy.
Certified Lover Boy. Hey,
Certified Lover Boy,
it was a long week, bro. You know, first week of the month. Dealing with.
I think Drake is petty enough to like send us a DM like, yo, don't say that, you know.
Like say the full thing.
Oh, shit.
Get my shit correct.
Get my shit correct.
Get it right.
Certified lover boy.
He would. If it would come across him, he would do that. I say, like, yo, certified lover boy.
Put some respect on my shit, bro. Get the title correct. So apologies to the six.
So do you feel that then it's coming?
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, already besides the fact that we knew that there was a delay.
I really feel like this tells us that it's not coming.
What is more of a delay?
Wait, let him finish his opinion.
Yeah, look, I think it's coming because January was already the drop. If you're right about the filler thing, over and above it, Mauta saying it's a filler thing. There's also the thing of where this is his standard rollout, like he's done with every other project that came before. This 3-pack is dope. I like it. The irony of music, watch What's Next be like the actual single and not Lemon Pepper. Because
That's the single.
yeah, because the way Drake, yeah, I'm just thinking from my perspective, just listening to you, think, okay, what's next? Because it just sounds like an intro to that little 3-pack. It's cool, but Drake being Drake, then the whole okay. Drake knows how to work those small things on songs.
Yeah.
The way during quarantine just started to drop the thing. A good.
Which one? The TikTok one. I think that one worked. I think it's the second one that flopped. It's the Nike one.
Nah,
That I didn't
the
think.
TikTok
Like,
flopped.
it didn't work.
Everyone thought
what?
everyone thought the TikTok song was gonna be
Like
was
a
gonna
huge thing.
like it was gonna blow up similarly to God's Plan
Or Hotline Bling.
or Hotline. Yeah,
Remember Hotline Bling with all the
like
memes?
the memes and
The
stuff.
memes,
Like
that
didn't work.
Was it
Going back
internet
to the
target?
standard thing because
But-
I expected it to do that.
Yeah, but without derailing,
Yeah,
because
but-
I want to get to your Ross's opinion.
Yeah, so like, but the pack is dope. We know Drake is coming. I think he's coming.
Are
So
you tuned in?
most definitely. Because like for me, with Drake, you have to pay attention because like he just does.
You're gonna replay some of the shit.
Well, on that 3-pack.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna keep bumping it. I've been
You
bumping.
ain't skipping a song,
Nope.
even the Ross verse.
Here's where you can call me out. Here's where you can call me out. My issue with him is not the fact that he's not showing us versatility, right? We've come to expect that from us. I like the Ross verse, which might confuse a bit. I do like the Ross verse, but is it like it's 4-4-2 if we're talking soccer formation? Like
Yeah.
every
It's
single
like the standard
and
template.
what the other
That's
thing,
what they do every game. What do you want them to do?
4-3-2-1, bro.
Try 3-5-2, yeah.
You support Man City.
It's still 10 of you in the game.
Yeah, but you like Man City.
Oh,
and
11.
Pep is the
He's
perfect
winning.
example of switch it up.
And he's winning. So
Yeah, but Pep got
winning for formation.
he's a Man City fan. So Pep is a perfect example. He's known as a tinkerer.
We need to think of some shit.
Because his
Okay,
thing,
let me ask.
because my
let
thing
me-
with Ross
let
is
me-
and Drake. Let me just
Yeah.
and for just to answer this, my thing with Ross and Drake is they've got so many examples of collabs together. You see now, and on those collabs over, I think we had this kind of discussion, but at the time we're talking specifically to we're reviewing Drake and Ross collabs when people put out a list of their favorite
yes.
of their favorite features in rank order. So I'm just saying this: if Drake does what he did for you on track 2, where he switches it up, right? And then if you look at all the features that they have together, Drake will look at the song or the beat, whatever they're trying to go for, and he will rap according to that. Ross will give you a Ross verse.
Yeah,
It'll work. It's for him, but can't you
in
give
Ross's
us-
defense, fuck Drake, bro. Like, why are you asking for my verse if you already have a 4-minute verse?
But why wouldn't you ask for a verse?
Because like Ross's verse sounds so bad next to Drake's verse.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but is it?
I'm just saying everyone is judging this Ross's verse because of Drake's verse. People are not judging Ross's verse on its own.
But is the onus not on Ross? Beat, song. I don't know how artists like Ross and Drake collab to say, do they have even a simple call say, yo, bro, here's the beat, you got the beat, you listened to it, cool. Here's what I'm going for, you do your thing.
Yo, man.
Even a basic discussion like that.
Drake can ask for a fucking 64 bar of the same shit. That's it.
The onus is on
It's like, yo,
the onus
16
is
is
on
fine
Ross.
because the next
onus is on
16
Ross.
you're going to be doing the same shit. Why do I want more of that?
But Tiza, is it not on Ross?
Ross, that's cool, but dog,
Especially for
I
artists,
think I'm
they've
annoyed
worked
at
together
that guy.
so many times, right? Is it not for Ross on his own? I've heard this beat. Let me give a little something different. Not even too much, a little something different.
I mean,
This is the same as Gold Roses. And Gold Roses just dropped. Like I think it's like one of their last songs.
Like 2-3 years ago.
It literally like feels the same, like the exact same song when you're listening to the Ross part.
I agree.
When you hear the Drake verse, you're like, oh shit, this is the new Drake that we had on BB King's freestyle. Like the whole pause shades. Like you can tell he's doing something totally different than what he did on Gold Roses. But yes, motherfucking Ross.
And the thing with Ross,
Jesus
right? And the thing with
Christ.
Ross is like, and you know, Tiza, just FYI to be clear, it's not a bad
It's
verse.
not a bad verse.
By
It's
Ross.
not a bad verse.
But what two things happened? Ross didn't switch it up. He didn't say that. He just kept the same. Fine, like Ben's was saying, if it works, it works. But then now, because Drake just took it to another level, you end up looking like, yo, you're not really trying. And it's not like he's trying. This
Man
is
rap for 4
But
minutes
another
straight.
thing,
dog.
Which defeats the point of having like it's like what it's like was it what was it that Questa dropped on his birthday with
Get it.
with youngster CPT. You know when someone has something
I
to
remember the
say,
song, but
like
I forgot. Like,
live
the
from
name.
Katlego, like,
Live from
you know when
East,
someone
like,
has something
Katlego.
to say, like what Drake said on that verse was like for me, it's like what I don't like about that song is actually the mechanics of the song. Like what Drake did there needed Drake alone. You're addressing a whole lot of shit. You're talking a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah.
personal.
Like you don't need a feature on that song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's why you guys don't like it, because like Drake puts in a different mood. You know, like when you listen to
Fam,
him, he puts in a
You
different
even
mood. So,
forget.
But that's
dog.
the thing. Sometimes I feel like it's more of how did the record come about.
Yeah.
You might find that Ross gave Drake that song.
yeah,
And
and
then he left the second
exactly,
verse.
bro. Like,
So it might have originated from Ross.
yeah, or they might have did it when they did the other one, the
Yes.
Gold Roses.
Yes. There, you see, and
Because
that's what annoys me
also
with
Ross's verse, because like again,
Keep on saying Royce. Fuck.
yeah, Ross's music also again, because also like he's sometimes he doesn't get, like he doesn't date his music. You can't even tell if this was done 5 years ago or not.
Yeah, exactly. Oh shit, that is so spot on, John. Because the verse is never dated. It's never dated. So you listen to it, you're like, oh shit, this guy just never leaves like these resorts. Like he's always just chilling at a fucking resort. Like looking at bitches and beautiful car. Like, fam, go out. Go do something else.
Like coronavirus,
you know,
something,
say something.
mask on.
That's
mask
why on that verse when he said, "I'm social distancing from these rappers," I'm like, "Oh, Ross is in the current."
You're like, yeah, that's one thing.
As much as we make, but as much as we're kind of saying all this, there's an album where Ross did speak. That song that starts with the heart monitor was in jail, or he's in the hospital. Sorry, and he's talking about how his condition.
Yes.
That was I like that.
Isn't
song.
it the album that
last came out?
that's the album that had a more dope, like the one
Nah,
with
Mafia,
Santorini,
it was, no. I
Isn't
think
that one?
it was Mafia music too. Oh no,
No,
Port
the
of
one is
Miami too.
the one is talking about. Was it Port of Miami too?
Yeah.
Oh, Port of Miami too. Yes. It was. I also actually liked that Ross album because I do feel as if there are moments where I had like Ross the rapper, man. Like, because to me it always just sounds as if there's an image in Ross, and each time he raps, he's trying to sell this image, and I'm
maintain
like,
He's an old nigga, man.
but.
Old niggas don't reinvent themselves, bro.
to be a
Jay-Z
cop,
fuck
bro.
reinvented himself.
Okay, no, let's not use Hope as a standard.
No, but he
That's
is
unfair, man.
Okay.
No, but what I'm saying is,
get you, I
no.
get you,
He reinvented like a lot. I hear what you're saying. I think Ross does, but what I'm saying is like it's the same criticism like Joe gets and like, you know, Nas, like. Because like when you're old, there's only so much you can. Like you're not gonna adopt a new flow.
I get you.
Like
But what you can do, be like, I'm glad you mentioned, you can be like a Nas and start working with hit boys. Because traditional Nas,
but that's just changing sound.
yeah, but see,
But
yes,
it lends
Yeah.
to the
sound.
yes,
to a
to the
different direction.
yes.
I know.
it leads to a different
Like, just a
direction,
bit.
and even also
Just a
just
bit.
a little.
It's very technical what you guys criticizing, to be honest.
No, but
No, that's the more we the more we
I'm
spoke
also trying
about
to
it,
follow it, and
the
I'm
more
like,
I'm
shit,
like,
man,
oh
like, yo.
shit.
Now
We're actually discussing.
Now
the
you're gonna tell me the
technicalities
texture
the
of
verse.
his. I'm like,
no, but
hey.
I'm gonna bring you to something. I'm gonna bring to something that works. That sums a lot of stuff about the mechanics of songs. If Nas moves away from your traditional Salam, Remy, and Alchemist, these usual go-to producers, your Pete Rocks. If he works with a hit boy, even the small thing of just the direction and the mechanics of each song, who he's gonna feature, what that then does is you see Nas doing things. Nas will be Nas, the raps will be the raps, but you just get a different feel of Nas because the older rappers, like you're saying, they can't change too much. So which is why, like we're saying, to come back to the beginning of this Ross thing, it's not a bad verse, but just give us something different, Nyana, you know?
So I wanted.
Especially how when you with Drake.
Yeah.
No, wait. I agree with you, but I agree with you, but I'm saying what contradicts you is you saying, but I love Port of Miami too.
No, it's not contradicting. It's supporting because on Port of Miami too, he gave us what he doesn't normally do.
Like he's
So you criticizing one song and now you cancelling him off the entire song.
No.
You're removing him off the song.
No, remember we started.
Isn't that over the top?
for Ross?
Remember how we started.
All I'm saying is like sure, criticize this, but like don't just like go out and say this is like Ross is the worst guy ever.
No one's saying that, bro. We started by saying that. Look, Ross, for the most
You guys
part,
cut him out of a song, bro. That's
I'm
on
not saying
Apple
take him
Music.
out.
You're like, I will not stream this shit on Apple Music, bro.
That thing is trash.
You know what I'm saying?
that's my
It's
hoota.
trash.
Like you need to understand what that
It
means.
means
dog.
it's trash. Like, even I'm willing to cut a song.
Wait.
Now let's
Find an app, download an app.
Wait. What if this is about the Drake verse? Like I just
No.
want to hear Drake on his own because it's so good. You know?
Yeah.
I didn't think of fast forwarding. Like you were like, I'm gonna cut it.
Like I cut this shit.
No,
Now I'm sorry. You know, it's because I wanted Tisa to finish because I wanted Mina to say that, yo, actually, I need to stop being phony. I don't fucking love that verse. That verse, I'm tired
It's a
of Ross.
freestyle.
It's bullshit.
It's a freestyle.
Get out of here. I'm tired of hearing about your resorts and your fucking like flashy shit.
Santorini.
It's fucking enough. Stop.
Me,
Jesus.
You know what I think? I think Ross had a nice beat that he freestyled on and then gave it to
Which
Drake.
is always the same beat.
Now,
Which is always the same beat also.
yeah, but
This
guy,
I wanted to say sorry, because this thought had escaped me. Not to again be like trying to like the mechanics of it, but what I then realized, ne, ukuthi with Ross, rappers actually a lot of them actually rap to the snare. They will take the snare, which will lead them in their writing. So Ross, in this Maybach music shit, he chooses the same kind of beats. That's why people thought Ross should have been on What It Looks Like before they even knew that Ross was actually supposed to be on there. Because it sounded like a Ross beat. If you choose those type of beats, you're going to get the same snare. If you get the same Justin plays snare, you're going to rap the same. That's what we're trying to say with the Nas thing. Because Hit Boy comes and is like, nah, Nas, I will not be giving you your Salam Remy snare. Let me give you poo poo poo. Poo poo poo. How do you follow that? And then you change just because the song is leading you to change. So, man, I see people praising Ross as a top tier rapper. And my critic of saying that verse is trash is based on that. He was next to a fucking top tier rapper and he was fucking washed. And that shit makes you a non-fucking top tier rapper.
Okay, I wouldn't take it as far as he got washed.
He got washed.
Do you know what I
It was 4 minutes of excellence from the point.
Do you know what I like about that verse and it being on that song and why I would keep it there?
Yeah.
It sets the bar up perfectly for Drake to come and slam dunk that shit. See now, so I think Tiza's being a bit.
But Drake does the slam dunk.
Yeah, he does. Look,
So
I think we got into this whole topic about the whole verse and what we felt liked or didn't like about it. I've got no problem with it being there. My critique was just very simple. Mauta came out and said what he said. My thing is this: it's give us something different.
Ross
You know,
is tiring.
give us something different, Ross. Especially when
I think I came here to complain about Ross.
because if you look, and Ross has got a big discography with mixtapes and albums. And I won't lie, like for me, I'll fuck with Ross, but my motivation to rush to a Ross project when it comes out has waned with each project that comes out. I will listen to it, I'll get to it, but I'm never psyched with each project that came out because Port of Miami, the first one was like in 04.
Then I rush to the features. Like when I go, if I am empty, I'm gonna jump to the features. Like when a Ross album is coming and dropping, I don't wake up at 6 and chill outside and listen to it because I'm like, I kind of know what he's gonna bring on the songs when he's alone.
Yeah.
Tambe, there's a song now with a feature that he's never been with before. I'm like, oh shit, let me jump to that. You know.
Speaking of features, I think about Ross, that really works well with him from the gate. Ross knows he partners and features with the right people, partners with dope producers,
Yeah.
features, whether it's double MG or just other artists.
Musically is really great.
That you can't
He's
take away.
really
Yeah, that's
talented.
his ear.
I can say
that's
that.
one thing you can never knock
That
Ross.
nigga, you can tell that I've never seen him in studio, but you can tell that he actually executive produces in studio.
Yeah, definitely.
You can literally tell because everything is put where it's supposed to be. Like, yeah, put that. I don't know who that girl is, but she's gonna sing this part perfect.
Yes.
Come, let her
Imprint
talk
wise.
this, and I'm like, for that, I can't.
You can't knock him. Imprint.
That nigga,
He has
he
an
knows
he
shit.
has an imprint, and you know,
Yeah.
like I never take for granted that it's hard to come up with your own imprint because with so many musicians out there, it's hard to do. But I've said this on the podcast many times about not just about Ross, but just in general. Like for me, like the one discussion where we're having a back and forth was we're talking about introspection and give us that, and he's like, well, what if the artist is not that? Me wanting introspection from some rappers is also similar to this. Always have your main thing that you're known for, but every now and again, give us a step over, Nyana. Even if you're not the most skillful football player, you know, give me that. You know, you might not be the dude, but step up, take the free kick, put one in the top corner. You know, because you're operating at the highest, at the top level within within rap, within their creative space. And the top tier thing that Mauta says is there is validity to why some people will say, you know, I can put Ross as a top tier rapper if I always get the same formulaic.
Yeah, I'll
delivery.
I'll say this to you guys. I agree. Like,
Was dope, and then watching like get like very like multifaceted in terms of what he did with features and production. I always like the story of artists, you know. But now the more it becomes the same, am I really gonna get gassed? For the hardcore Ross fans, all this I'm saying won't mean anything to them. They'll be like, "Yo, he's out, we good." And it's fine on both ends, you know. It's just for me, it's a personal perspective.
I mean, I agree. It makes sense. That's why I'll be very interested to hear what you guys think about Questa's song. Then, in light of everything we've discussed, if he gave you guys something different,
too.
I'm biased.
I've also never.
I'm just gonna come out the gate and say it. I am biased.
I've said many.
where you stand, you're also biased.
I've said many. I've said many times. I've said many times on this podcast. I've said many times on this podcast.
Go. You guys can go. Gaslight. Let's go.
I have said many times on this podcast. I have a Questa bias. I have a Ginger bias. I have a Zakwe bias.
So here's the thing. My take, on the Questa song. I like it. It's in my playlist already. I've bumped it a few times. But I just don't want it to be me who says it. Uguti, we're getting a bit of a formula here, buddy. So I will not say no to anyone who says it because they wouldn't be wrong. But I fucks with the song. I fucks with the song. And to also shoot more bail, because I'm here to just shoot Questa some bail. Going back to what I was saying about Drizzy and a certain standard. Yes, this is very formulaic from Questa, but this is the type of song I expect to see number one on radio by next week, which is the type of lead single a Questa should drop. So I'm like, yo, if you found it, it's just that though, I won't lie, it does put him in like a watch list. So this needs to work, because if this doesn't work, he's gonna try another single that sounds like this, and now I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm roasting you out. So if this works, I know that the second one is gonna be different. Then I'm like, yeah, that's why I was shooting him some bail. But it is formula, but I really like it. I like also just on the song itself now. I like how Vetu Questa continues to. I think to some people, they might think it's being overplayed or some it's being corny, but I love the fact that there's a big, huge ass artist in SA hip hop who keeps on representing the stories of like the people in the hood. Because for me, for a long time, I was also on the train, Uguti. Well, I'm still on it, actually, Uguti. There's not enough rappers who rap about the real stories. I'm not saying, the whole game should be like some niggas telling us about the hood and whatever. But I'm like, there should be a section of people we know that every time we can go to if we want to listen to the type of content.
Especially in the A list.
Yes, in the A list. It's so important. It's
the Gushis and whatnot.
Yes, that's why it's so important in America, for example, to have someone like a J. Cole. Even though you still want the Drake to be there,
Kendrick.
you'll be but you still need like a J. Cole, and then you're gonna need the guy who'll be about black consciousness, who's the Kendrick, and all represented in the A list. So for that, I always give kudos to Lendos, to Questa for, and this again is not a miss in my eyes. I just wanted to ask, can someone tell me what is the name of the sample?
It's a house song that
Immediately I was like, oh shit, I know the sample, but I couldn't like figure out.
It sounds like Arthur.
it's actually more of a deep house song.
Damn, I wonder. But someone is gonna tell us.
Yeah, someone says. I'll look for. Actually, I wanted to look for it, but you can't put up Shazam and go.
Well, what you don't know is that on Samsung, this is where Samsung could put your ad, because I'd now say that you are able to do that on your phone, like to harm shit, and it recognizes and sends you the song. Yeah,
All the phones.
gives you. Well, I use a Samsung. I wouldn't know, but yes. So it means you can do it also on your Shandis.
Yeah, so shout out to Questa and
Shout out to Questa.
He shouted out Bulaweo. So
Yeah.
gotta giving love to
That's why today you're in a Tashigi. You just
everything.
You're Questa. You're
everything.
coming to America. Zamunda.
It all came together, bro.
But I didn't get your opinion, man. I
what?
get
Yours.
that you like it, but I didn't get your actual opinion.
on the song.
Yes.
Yeah,
The entire thing, yeah.
on the entire thing. It's what we like. It's my Questa Cape on 100% all the way on. I like it. It's what we've come to expect. And yeah, I don't care. I don't. No, I don't care.
I love it.
I don't care.
I love that. I don't care, man.
As the man who
Come for me. I don't give a
as the
shit.
man who introduced us to conscious and unconscious bias, this is
Yes.
100% conscious.
Very conscious.
Very conscious bias. It is out there. I have a bias that I give Questa a pass on some things, but I just denied Ross the same thing. It's fine. In life, you get those. It's
Yeah,
like
in life you get those.
in
Man.
life you get
Like,
those. But what I
Don't give a damn.
yeah, no, I don't. It's a fam. It's gonna get onto the charts. Costa, do you, my nigga? Do you? I will
That shit
I will nitpick.
I wasn't ready for that.
I will nitpick.
It's like, no, I'm not gonna go like far with this. No, I don't care. I like the song. I don't care.
And it's real. If it was in the court of law, my response, my rebuttal, my evidence would be flimsy. The judge that you'd be like, come on, you're reaching, bro. Like you've got to stand on what you believe. Like, I like the song. Look, jokes aside, I've always maintained my Questa bias. I just like Questa. Questa from how he came up. He's got something that him as an artist, the music that he produces, and Questa is one of those artists where him dropping singles doesn't put me off like it does with other artists. Because the thing with singles is my default setting, and it's not correct with music, how the music business works. My default setting is if a single comes out, without any knowledge or with having done a lot of research, I assume something is coming, which is not necessarily the case because things are very different. Even before DSPs, artists I was in this space, or I thought, let me do a collab with the artist I might never get to work with, or a million other reasons. Let me put out a single, and it's dope because it's music, like we were saying earlier. But sometimes I've always had this thing of but you gave me a dope single, what's coming, and then you go quiet, especially if I like you or if I'm a casual listen to you type thing.
Yeah.
But now with Question, because it works, he's gonna get on radio. He's gonna chart on.
I don't wanna lie. I am there with him, but I'm giving him a week. Next week Friday, I'll be like, when is the album coming, dog?
Or at least performance of
So
the
two,
single.
two things. He had dropped another single last year. I think it's called
Yes.
Dreams.
With
But it didn't get so much promotion, So this is quote unquote second single.
Yeah.
Especially post the work that they did with Nota and Sony,
Yes,
and
yes,
because remember they did the 2-pack to close that deal and
Yes.
then they
Yeah.
shut it down, as explained. So quote unquote 2 singles out to speak to you. You like this one. The other one wasn't promoted as much. But Questa drop. It might not been a single. It might have been a Lucy.
I'll be
but
honest
there's a
with
song
you.
out.
I saw that one because of this.
Yes.
I was like,
Fine.
oh shit, yeah.
I know, fine. But little thing, minor detail I wanted to ask you guys about. This is being distributed by Africori
Yes.
instead of Orchard.
Yes.
Anything to say? Nothing.
Well, here's the thing. For me,
Cape on.
I don't wanna lie. I expected it
Okay.
because
You don't think they're cool?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because
It looks odd.
and I think I said this.
Looks
There was a specific tweet that I keep on referring to when the whole Nota drama happened, and then Questa just woke up one day and just tweeted that here's the thing, guys, I'm no longer associated with Nota. Don't call me for his business. Don't call him for my business. Whatever.
Yeah.
That to me was way more telling than
Anything
what
else?
other people actually looked at it. Because I saw no one really overthought what was. To me, I was like, oh shit, okay. So there's
They
there's
just
like
didn't want to comment.
beef.
Yeah.
Like these niggas are not gonna work with each other anytime soon.
Yeah.
So when the Africa thing
Or
happened,
maybe going forward because
it
like
makes sense.
because like I mean, and shout out to him because like they did 5-year anniversary of like Dakar 2
Yes,
with
yes,
Sony, so they still work together
Yes,
because they
in a
have
way,
a body of work
yes,
together.
yes,
It's just
yes,
that it looks like going forward.
going forward,
maybe,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, I don't think it's anything malicious between the two. I think both parties did come out. Nota came out and said he's going in a different direction with his career. Obviously, that tweet, I actually read into that tweet as well.
He was fired.
I just think it was a case of,
I feel he was fired. I'm just saying.
okay,
No, I think I've said this here actually before. Good, I don't buy the whole. They came into a room one day and be like, Yazin, I think let's go our separate ways. And then they were like, yeah, buddy, yeah, go do your thing. Like, nah. I'm like,
yeah, but
you're living with a 2-pack. Then you like just sending random tweets, and then this nigga is now like walling out on his. I'm like, there's just too much that seems like something is there. I hope nothing is there. I'm not one to want misery, but
Also,
I
it's
hope
probably
nothing's
personal
there.
stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
probably
like-
personal stuff and shit. So,
well,
but I just feel like
Just that, like from being outside, we notice. You know, it's for me like it's very expected that if you worked with Nota, he's at Orchard, you would distribute with them.
Yes.
Not with Africori because that's his competitor.
Yes.
You know, not that like Nota's gonna lose sleep over it or anything.
yeah.
It just
yeah.
it looks.
Now people are gonna start coming like, this guy's called Nota's demise. It's like no,
man. Like,
We're just saying
that's what
that
I'm saying.
one
Like,
relationship
from outside, because we
just
are
seems
talking
as
from
if
outside.
yes,
always.
just seems as if it's
know?
not working out.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I wanted to actually tell you guys that I finally watched the Freestyle Friday. Finally got it because for some reason that's when I started actually even thinking about TV like scheduling and shit. Because I was like, damn, how is it that at 5 o'clock every Friday I'm busy doing something outside of the house?
It's
So,
5
I was
o'clock
like,
on Friday.
Yeah. So
and,
now
and you're an adult.
exactly. And I finally got it though. And I must say, guys, I'm one to guess, ne? And I might be guessing. But I honestly don't think I've watched a 30 minutes, is it 1 hour? 1 hour TV show on TV about music. And I was just fucking going crazy.
Yeah,
But to
you
me,
watched
it
the
wasn't
pro
even-
shit, man.
No, Toki's I have a special spot for Toki's. I mean, like in terms of regular show,
Okay.
like coming every week and blah blah on TV. It's to me,
Yeah. Like
I lose
like if
interest,
you
like-
if you're gonna compare it to like your sing
Yes.
competitions, shit like that,
I never really get into those,
Yeah.
but I watched that shit, dog, and I was going crazy even when there was no raps, just on like the production of it, like how it started. I'm like, motherfuck, this shit started with this motherfucker coming out of his Porsche and rapping the hardest 16 I've heard back fucking 12 months ago, and this is where it's at. I was blown away. I don't want to lie, dog. Like I expected it to be good, but I was fucking blown away.
Look, he structured it very well.
Yeah.
I won't lie, he structured it very well, and that's why like on the episode or 2 episodes ago when you spoke about creative agencies and the role they play, sort of sometimes understand because I'm sure what Stokie did is like, here's all the content, someone help me package this shit.
Yeah.
And the way they did it, it's so nice, like with more freestyles, showing the old ones,
Yo,
interviews
shit.
in between.
Fam.
Like it's really
It's
all
amazing,
packaged,
dog. Like
well.
it's
Yeah.
a full ass package.
Yeah.
Like you understand that on Fridays we'd wake up just to watch all the freestyles. So you watch them at any time
Whenever
or
you
whatever
want,
because they're
yeah.
posted. Because you're just going to watch rappers rap.
And it's dropping like every hour or so.
But
like,
now
you know.
this is like a show, dog. It's
Yeah.
a fucking show.
Yeah.
And I was really, and I wanted like notes, because that's one thing that stood out for me, that they still play last year's Freestyle
The
Friday.
old ones, yeah. Just to show light to
And
those guys.
to
yeah.
me, that tells me that there was a conversation that was had. And then Stokey T insisted on the fact that we're not just moving forward. This shit started because of these niggas and they were not on TV. These niggas are gonna get on TV.
No, I mean,
And
it
I'm
is-
like,
that
that
shit-
is actually fucking
But
funny.
like that shit performed really well. Like
Yeah.
I know you guys don't pay attention to like social media stuff, but like that was a hashtag trending every week.
Every week.
For like at least 4 or 5 months, every Friday, strong. On top of that, he would drop all the freestyles. They would get all the views, and then they would go on YouTube, get all the views, and then he would go on live every Friday.
Yeah.
Like to select who's gonna, like he was creating a lot of content. So it made sense that you
Made
can't
sense.
sit on it.
Yeah.
We
You
need
know
to
what I
give
mean?
credit to Maraza. Because he was the first one
Yeah.
to actually shoot like a dope video for his freestyle.
Oh, actually, yes.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think he saw it and was like, shit, this could look dope on.
Yeah. Because because I remember when Maraza dropped, people were like, how Maraza, 12 Freestyle Friday, you drop a music video.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
'cause it was
In
a
his-
whole
in his,
show.
I remember.
Yeah.
And he killed it.
Hey, and he killed
Yeah.
it, man. Shout out to
I can't
Maraza.
remember, I
Oh,
remember.
shit. Damn, sorry. Because I'm going to forget this. We bumped into it. There's a dude from, I don't know if you guys know, Umaraza is associated with these dudes called Imkhonto. They've been in like some of the songs, Nyana. It's these guys like who sing like traditional kind of trap. Those kids, yeah. And when we were preparing for Porch, and then I remember I told you guys that we went to what's that place? Mai with Ubonga, Sahlangana Bomaraza and whatever. And then we met those dudes. And yesterday, then I find out that one of the dudes I met there actually passed away. Like, was part of Imkhonto and shit. And I was so fucking like violent.
That's sad,
It took
yeah.
me, and you understand that when you see someone's picture and it's like RIP, immediately I thought of that day with this was such a fucking coolest nigga that day. Like with jokes and everything. I'm like, shit, he made so much impact on me, like in one day, that his passing just fucking affected me.
Yeah.
And I'm now like looking at how even Noraza has not really been on social media. I'm like, oh shit, like. So
You
I'm
haven't-
just.
You probably haven't even spoken to him.
I haven't talked. But yeah, I just wanted to just send man like
R.I.P.
like RIP to McDade Bafethu and sending strength to Abolova because like when you see that someone is like the life of like the people that are around, like they lost that born, and I can't even imagine how that shit feels, man. So yeah, Bolova,
Are they and also like what are they like similar to like quote unquote Black Diamond in music?
yeah, yes.
That's a very important sound movement coming from KZN that I think it needs to be protected.
Yeah.
And everyone that's contributing to it, they matter.
They
so
matter
like
so much, yeah.
because they may not actually fully enjoy the benefits of it, but years from now, when it's all mainstream, because in our country, I mean, the Zulus are majority, so it will get mainstream, and people won't remember people like him.
Yes,
Or maybe he also, unfortunately, he didn't live long enough to see.
to see it happen.
you know what I mean?
So because sometimes it's nice when even if you're maybe not reaping the direct benefits, but when you see it being appreciated out there, you're like I did something to push this, and for him not to be able to be there, like to see like what's gonna happen with this shit is like just fucked up.
Because also not to derail, like watching Biggie's like Doki, it felt the same. Like you know when someone believes in something so much, and then they get taken, and you're like, damn, man,
fam, like
you never
actually,
got
I think
to
let's
tell.
just get into that, fam.
No, I didn't wanna,
We need as the next one.
Yeah, but like so. Anyhow,
But yeah, man.
R.I.P.
RIP to Love. I hope Amache David to stay strong. And
shout out to Stogie, maybe just to close it off properly.
yes, sure, yes, because I went on a tangent. So shout out to Stogie, man, on the Freestyle Friday. That shit is fucking amazing, and I'm so glad that not to try and put like a dampen on things, but with what we've just spoken about, it's so nice to see someone who's directly reaping the benefits of like what they've been doing. Yeah,
I also caught it. I saw someone's I followed him yesterday.
One of the rappers on there.
Yeah, Tony Dangler.
Whoo.
Like, that was fire.
Oh my God! Thank you, actually,
That
for
was
point
so much
because I even
fire,
forgot to write it down because I wanted also Nam to specifically like point that
Shout
out.
out to that guy.
Whoever that motherfucker is,
Yeah.
I followed him. Because I'm like, this motherfucker is cold.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Dana, you know when someone just.
Yeah.
I don't know, like you. I think you
Like,
you
what-
know
what-
me when I'm excited about rap, so
Yeah.
you can already think
Also,
what kind
like-
of shit he was
Yeah,
doing.
also, like,
Yo,
so maybe to Stoiga and team, like I don't know how the deal works with Channel O and these guys. You probably shoot and sell it to them and get your back and you're out, But like put the shit on YouTube, bro. Like
Dog.
can you get to see it when we have time?
like
Because,
afterwards and shit.
I know they've got repeats, but like it's very difficult to schedule time around digital TV. Like,
Yeah, because even now, like
and I
the
know
repeat
we're
is
supposed
now.
to have a fucking Explorer and record it, but like we're also revolting against.
Yes, against that,
Conventional. Yeah.
that
So
company.
I'm just saying, like my problem is very
I feel
privileged.
I feel it's like I can record it, but eesh, just not trying to like use those guys.
But on the flip, we should take for granted there are lots of people who are into the culture who probably want access to that content. If it's not on
It would be
YouTube,
nice on YouTube.
they can see it. Because remember, at the roots of this
Sense of Guti.
Unless if they just said it's before Channel. O
Yeah, I was
lockdown.
about to say
Okay.
Guti. It works because
Yeah.
there's like the lockdown.
Yeah.
It was gonna work time before 8 o'clock, whatever. But then there's the house
7,
party or 7. But then there's a house party thing, so it's like it has to be a Friday because Freestyle Friday, and
But that's TV talk, you never know.
yeah.
But anyhow, sorry. So SoundCloud, man. You also saw SoundCloud thing. Yeah.
So
10 years.
SoundCloud.
10 years later.
The first thing I don't know.
Yeah, maybe introduce it.
Yeah.
That's my thing. I don't know if maybe we should pack it and then roll it
Let's
over
do
to
it.
start
Let's do
with
it. Let's do it.
Let's
Okay,
do
so
it.
from the backdrop, let's start like this. For those of you who don't know, SoundCloud is a digital streaming platform. Was one of the pioneers, if you can say it, of in terms of a model where they let artists upload their music, gain prominence, to the point where SoundCloud became the word SoundCloud became synonymous with an era of, especially in hip hop,
Yeah.
where rappers who were indie had a perfect platform to quote unquote blow up overnight, depending on the song, the movement, and how you really plugged it. SoundCloud tied nicely with the not, I don't say the eminence or the prominence of social media, because people have been promoting music on social media as way back as MySpace, and MySpace didn't blow up locally like that. But I just think it was like a height of when social media was really doing well. Also coinciding with a new time in younger artists coming up.
Yeah.
And the younger kids, younger generation will be like, we're not using the conventional means of getting our music out there. So they were perfect. They came out, and they were there before, but they gained prominence at the right time.
Yeah.
But there were always discussions in terms of SoundCloud as a platform. How do we monetize? Similar to YouTube back in the day before YouTube had a lot of adverts. They were there growing, doing their thing before they were even bought up by the bigger companies. Like I think obviously Google ended up buying YouTube. So SoundCloud, their thing was always how do we monetize? Probably didn't take it too far as a conversation, but they kept getting more prominence and prominence and prominence to the point where at the peak of SoundCloud, unfortunately for them as a platform, they became like a stepping stone for artists to put the content on, podcast, music, they blow up. Once they blow up, they go off and get signed.
Yeah.
They became like a mid-table soccer team. So I'm just feeling soccer today.
Yes.
But it's the same thing. So now for them, it's we created this lane. A lot of the DSPs, because before SoundCloud, when they really came out, there was just an iTunes store where you're buying songs. There wasn't even Apple Music. There was Spotify. But in terms of the other good thing about SoundCloud, to bring it to what I'm leading up to the whole story, the ease with
Because
following
you.
Yeah, the ease with which SoundCloud made it for artists to be able to get on the platform, and just a premium account, monthly subscription, and obviously they were quite detailed in terms of the ownership, your rights, and all those things, and the back end. It wasn't too hefty like it is with the mainstream DSPs.
Because you were not getting paid.
Yeah, because you're not getting paid, so there wasn't much in terms of the legalese. So now here they are.
Legalese.
Yes. Yeah, the legal term. So
Yes.
So now what SoundCloud are at is basically they've come back and said, look, in terms of us as a platform, front and center, they were like almost beating their chest to say we were the very first to have this kind of model. And as an extension of that, we are introducing this in terms of a pay model scheme for indie artists compared to some of our competitors. This is where they differ. I haven't gotten really into the depth of it, but I'm kind of struggling to see where the difference is. Maybe you guys can enlighten me. But my overall thing with SoundCloud is they're playing catch up to something that they created for reasons best known to them.
I mean, they're the first one to.
I'm talking about payments.
Yes, like
Catch up.
because I want you to introduce what they're doing. Because you brought it all up.
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Maybe before we discuss, like, just say
With
what
what
they're
I
doing.
do
Yeah, no.
Like,
currently do.
Yeah.
they're
look-
going to pay people like artists that artists upload their music on SoundCloud, and then there's people that pay to have a premium account, like users,
Yes.
for whatever benefits they get, and SoundCloud is now gonna start to pay people or pay artists some of that money.
Yes.
Which is
So that's what we're gonna discuss.
Yeah.
Other DSPs are not doing that. So like Apple is not paying anyone. Spotify, they're paying royalties. They're not paying
Direct.
any one portion of whatever SoundCloud makes. If you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think some of the arguments I saw is they said they're doing that, but at the crux of it, in terms of how much they're actually going to pay out, it's probably similar to what other DSPs are doing. So I was going to then lead into the question of, if you guys know more, maybe you can enlighten me and the listeners.
So I want to say that even with looking at it like that, the difference lies specifically on the fact that SoundCloud was a non-paying underground quote unquote site. So for them, they were more competing with like an Audio Mac more than they were competing with an Apple Music. So it is very important for them to say, even though we are not like or doing shit like these DSPs, instead of it comes back to creators need to be paid for every creation that they make. And a platform like SoundCloud is realizing that and making sure that even though we are a free-based, non-royalty-based like DSP, we can introduce something that is going to make sure that the people whose music is being played on our platform, they still get money without us
Question.
Yeah, so
being
it's twofold.
in debt to
Can I ask
shit.
a question real quick? So from what you just said, everything, right? Teaser mentioned that obviously other DSPs, it's royalty-based, how they count streams. What SoundCloud is introducing, when you get to the crux of how much artists are going to get on SoundCloud versus the traditional DSPs, is there a huge difference?
Yeah, so it's twofold. So SoundCloud is a DSP just like the rest of them, right? And there's royalties, blah blah blah. But what SoundCloud has done now, they took it further, where they say a fan,
It's gonna pay.
your particular fan, they can pay you directly using that
So they're
platform.
patroning it.
Patreon,
So they took it to-
OnlyFans model type, where they can go direct.
So,
Yes,
so they took
yes,
it
yes.
extra by saying that, and obviously it incentivizes someone to now put their music on SoundCloud over
Another,
Apple.
yes.
You know what I mean? By saying, okay, if I put my music there, sure, there will still be royalties, but what it does now is an actual fan can pay you more if they feel like your song is worth more than, I don't know, $1 or 10 rands. You know,
Yes.
if we want to pay you, we can pay you. Shout out to the dojo. About that 10 rand. But like, people can now do that because the platform allows for that.
Yes.
However, there's also like the business side of it, which is tricky in the sense of why SoundCloud is doing this is because they now get to know the actual fans that are using SoundCloud. They get to get the data of the people paying the artists.
Yeah.
So in the data business,
Oh, shit.
SoundCloud
I actually
you know,
didn't actually think of it like they are setting themselves up, Nabo, properly
correct
in the
for
data
for the
conversation and
data.
shit.
Yeah. Yes.
Shit.
However, before we maybe that you see that we can maybe discuss next week or
Okay.
whenever.
Yeah.
But where the conversation is for me right now, it's where like you said, pioneered. They've always supported artists for the longest time. They were actually even loss making.
Yes.
You know, but it's their I don't know if it's commendable or it's too late you know, for them to take this decision? Because like it seemed pretty obvious.
Yeah, fam, like
Which is why I gave a long-winded.
I
lead up
do
to
get-
the ad,
yeah.
basically, yeah, but
that's why
it
that
never
was
made
nice
sense for me.
because people are now going to understand properly why
Yeah.
we like what we were discussing. Because to me, I think yes, ideally, if you look at it in an ideal world, they are late to the party. But also, when I look at when
Against
they
their
came to
competitors.
the party,
They are first in line.
fam. But now, when I look at when they actually came to the party, I'm like, it actually does make sense why a light bulb finally switched. Because if you look at a SoundCloud, at a certain point in time, like it was not a competitor to an OnlyFans, for example. They looked at it as two kind of different businesses. Only recently is music as a whole getting into, oh shit, actually we can get into this fan-based thing. So I'm like, I know you guys are late because you should have thought of it, but in terms of the current structure and what is happening in the game, you are not too late because you still have a huge following. You still have
funny enough,
a lot of people who use.
Funny
like, the
enough, I
channels.
might actually say they are late because, like, for data, maybe not for the artist, for data.
Yeah.
In a sense of Spotify has our data. I mean,
Yes.
we all pay with our credit cards and our debit cards, so they kind of know your spending power.
Even
blah,
the
blah,
free
blah.
account, they want you to register it
Correct.
with a
Know
link
what
to
I mean? So-
Facebook or your Google account. They have your in.
Yeah, so with SoundCloud, so they might be late compared to their competitors.
Yes,
but
on
what they
that,
did
yeah.
first is to allow artists to be paid.
Yes.
And in a time where there's corona and artists are fighting about like, you know, I want gold, 100 billion streams, and like you made so little of it. Because the way the model is designed is like only 20% of the artists make the most, even with OnlyFans, by the way.
Yes.
Only
Even
the
with
top
only
20.
the top 20%.
Sometimes
like,
even
yeah.
top 15 make the most. The rest of them are just there, like,
They're
gaining
actually
exposure
they're
and
actually
they
helping
monetize
the
with
top,
other platforms.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they also actually
like-
help out the top to make that money.
Correct.
Because
They
they
grow
are
the
still
platform.
users. They
Yeah.
grow the platform, but they're not
Yeah.
really making shit.
Yeah.
And SoundCloud now, worst part was a platform which now didn't even have that top 5%.
Yeah.
It's a certain point. It just had a bunch of people helping a bunch of other artists like get signed. Now it's like, no, there should be
They should work on their
people
apples.
getting
But
shit.
it's generally
their
necessary.
thing,
yeah.
ne?
It's
their
generally
mobile
necessary.
app or their.
What you don't like the UI, the user interface?
I don't like it, man.
I don't.
I don't like. For example, ne,
It's like there's no algorithm. Like you listen
Fam.
to one song, you go there, be like, I wanna play this song, and then the next song that they play, I'm like,
It's totally random. Yeah,
Fam.
it's true.
But that's why the independent guys love it.
yes, because they're gonna come in there actually, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa, hey, who's this?" That's so true.
yeah,
No, but
That's how I knew Maraza.
It just came on.
It was the SoundCloud algorithm.
somebody on SoundCloud.
Man.
But
So Maraz is SoundCloud
Benzo does
rapper.
make a good point. If they want to be more intentional with their platforms, which is the way the way it currently sits, let that be for like the regular free one.
Yeah.
But if I'm now paying you for a pro account and SoundCloud, be catch up to Netflix. We can't be
Bro,
paying you euros every month. Like give us a local conversion.
Make
Even
it
that's
like
annoying.
even YouTube music. Like let me watch videos there, and then we can even pay the artists for those videos that they put up on your SoundCloud.
Yeah, like
Yes,
extra
like,
income for the artists.
like YouTube and you saw that McG thing. I didn't know it, but like
Which one?
where like McG has these tiers of his YouTube.
of his-
Yeah, I'm a chill. That's why I was
Chillers,
so
the-
disappointed. People don't get why I was so disappointed because I
chillers
was a
thing.
chiller when this whole.
Well,
drama
like
happened.
no one knew what that meant. Like
Mm.
what it means being a chiller means you're actually paying
Yes.
to like
Get content.
Like
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Like
Yeah, that shit.
I
that
should have, but I know.
I'm keen to see what SoundCloud plans to do different. Like you're saying that other DSPs already have our data. They've given a different edge in letting artists get the music to get paid directly by fans, which is great. Will that pull the top tier artists to SoundCloud? Maybe not. Probably too late because that ship has sailed. But they might get enough pull from, let's say, mid tier artists across various genres.
It'll
genres
change the
and-
game.
It'll change the game.
Yeah.
What I want, especially now, I don't know. I think it was between you guys. Someone mentioned that obviously artists are being more vocal about the pandemic. We need to earn more money. So this is a game changer. And that
Yeah.
if artists then draw people say, look, SoundCloud, support me on there. Like the hardcore fans will do that. But in the back end, I'm thinking, do they have a different gameplay with the data that they're gonna have over and above what the other DSPs are doing? Because you never know. If they do, it might help them regain prominence.
They must give the artist, like, if we have fans that are giving us money on SoundCloud, tell us who they are.
Yes. Don't just give me the money.
Those fans are there for me.
Yes. They're not here because of your platform. They're
Well,
on
they
your...
are, but,
no,
you know,
I mean, I feel like they're on... If a fan goes to SoundCloud and pays me money, they are on SoundCloud for me. Because
But not if they found you because of the algorithm
like the
of
shit. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
like
But
the
just
two work
bested me.
together.
You just-
I'm
yeah.
just saying the two work together, but the honest truth is the companies are keeping data. I mean, we always speak about like SoundCloud just shows you these countries, but like the data can be better.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can be
sure,
way
like now we're gonna get
better.
paid and you're gonna get more data of our fans. Like,
Yeah.
like, can you share some of that at least?
You even know how
Spotify,
much you're willing
Apple. Yeah.
to spend on music. And 1, 2, and 3. I'm like, show it to me.
Give it
I
to me.
need, like, I know you're gonna make business decisions based on that
I
data.
also need to make
I
business
also need to
decisions.
make business decisions based on that fucking data.
Yeah.
So give me my shit, man.
Where it becomes fuzzy for
Man.
me is the rationales or even just the lack of explanations why the companies or platforms aren't even willing to entertain giving artists the data. Like, why not? Like in this case, if like SoundCloud's move in this case is pro the artist. So if artists
They
then come
make
out,
it look like it is.
it's packaged that way. Of course, business is business, but I'm saying
They're in cahoots with
My-
record labels. I fucking hate that.
Like,
Like,
that
it's
you can-
annoying
that
'cause
you can never run away
it's
from.
exactly what record labels have been doing. They come to you and say, yo, artist, you actually are popping in Nigeria. And you're like, oh shit, who is like making me pop in Nigeria? Like, nah, don't worry, just go do a show there. A show is gonna make them, man. You're like, no, I could have done something totally different. If you tell me, no, these are the guys
And
who are
guess-
not in the city, whatever. I can do something totally different
guess-
and not a show.
And guess what, buddy? We've got people there. We've already partnered with the local alcohol labels there. We've got a venue. We've got a promoter.
Tickets are going live next
It's
week.
going live.
It's like,
Just all you have to do is just go there and kill it. Funny, as much as we speak about all the
man.
data, like for someone who crunches our data, isn't it ironic that as far as not detail goes, SoundCloud gives the most detail as it sits for like podcasters in. I don't know about artists.
As
'Cause
it stands.
As it stands.
It gives
Apple
way
are
more.
not asked. Ooh, they're really not asked. They aren't. They've got. And I was in another podcast, as a business podcast that Simi put me onto a long time ago about how why Apple went from iTunes now called Apple Podcast. They trying to improve on that side because Apple didn't give an ass about podcasting for a
Yeah.
long time, even though they were the biggest platform.
Still don't.
Yeah, they don't. But with SoundCloud, you guys, I was gonna say some stuff, but you guys just deflated me because at the end of the day, it's business, bro. Like. Like they are packaging in this. Like if you look at the home banner, they've packaged it a certain way. It's saying all the right things, but we've seen enough of these things enough not to get too deflated or too depressed, but just to know that look, when it comes to the crux of it, are they gonna go above and beyond their competitors with the artists music and okay, you know what? It's still fuzzy music business, but they're doing more than the other guys, or they're just coming at it different.
Look, it sucks, no, but like it's our job to figure it out what they're doing. It's our job
Yes.
to understand some
Yes.
of this landscape. Personally, that's some of
Yeah.
our duties and the stuff we care about, you know. But maybe to an artist, you're gonna get more money from me being your fan. So it's still a good look for you.
Yes.
You might not
Yes,
know that
yes,
you need
yes,
to
yes,
monetize
yes,
data of your fans. You might not know that.
Yeah.
It's okay. But it's a good look that
Is this
if I feel like your free song is good enough that I should give you $20 or $50,
Give
it's a
you
good look for you.
yes.
I can't knock it.
Yeah.
No,
that's
that
facts.
we can't
That is
knock.
facts.
That's
That
what
is
I'm
the
saying.
data
Like,
thing,
when I
though.
said the
Yeah.
business it kills it, we must just maybe position it to say we're saying that because it's our job to land those things.
Yes.
And we kind of pay attention to them, but some people don't, you know, including artists.
Yeah, because the artist. Thank you, because for the
I mean, their
artist
job is to make music.
and get paid for their creating their content. Yeah, like, do you guys know like this this new way that they're running? Is it specifically for music or is it or for podcasts? I know SoundCloud also big with podcasts.
I have no idea. I assume musicians.
Yeah, probably.
Podcasts always
What's
rank
that?
last.
Yeah, true. Like how this thing that they're offering to musicians on SoundCloud about You can pay your musicians.
But because of
Oh,
Joy,
no, but
because of
oh,
Joy,
no, but
shit,
if
they
we are
might-
not-
they-
if
they're
we-
gonna include, they
If
might
we are not,
include
I was about to say
podcasts.
good for me. So here's what I thought of because I really got excited because I'm like, yo, niggas gotta pay. I've been telling niggas they gotta pay us, but I don't think there's a way to separate pro accounts. So they are paying artists based on you are a legitimate artist because you have a pro account. Because that's why they introduced the whole pro shit. Very good. It's like a verified, giving you now more benefits though and whatever. So they will not be able to separate between a pro account for podcasts and a pro account for artists, or rather they shouldn't.
And if they are,
'Cause to me it's the same.
that comes to my your thinking is along the same lines with mine. If I'm saying if they're gonna do that for musicians, because SoundCloud are also they're also a go-to for podcasters who are starting out. A lot of people use even other people have their podcasts on other platforms. Their RSS feed is from SoundCloud.
Yeah.
They are.
Can I put a blast on Defo in his team?
Please.
Where's the fucking platform, yo?
Oh shit, yes.
Like, what the
yes.
fuck?
COVID happened. Man.
It was before. It was a
I
year
am
before
Yo,
COVID.
bro.
wearing a cape today.
It was way before COVID, and we met with
Please,
we met with
cape
home. We
for
met with
everyone.
home.
kidding,
Yeah,
yes, but where
COVID
is
hit
it?
and African popped. Huh? Where's the platform, yo?
And this was and homie told us about this before
shit.
COVID.
Bro.
When the first year of the pod, he was on.
Bro.
We met with homie.
Bro.
We were gassed, and we wanted because it was going to work.
Zalo.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. Come on.
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, because I was like monitoring you if this applies to
Sorry, I don't
For
want us to
podcasters?
continue with this, but
That's,
I just want to say, Uti, because we're probably going to discuss it later when these things actually roll out. But I just wanted to say, Uti, Teaser said something very special and important. Uti, SoundCloud is changing the game because immediately, if someone is able to pay me directly, just like an artist on SoundCloud, so me and an artist on SoundCloud are the same, it kind of starts the conversation with why are we not the same on Spotify, on Apple Music, on whatever. So it then trickles that conversation. Whoa, hold up. Why are you paying this guys and not paying this guys? But same platform, doing the same shit. And SoundCloud, if they recognize we have to pay everyone, then it's fucking fire. They gonna
it's
make
an industry
conversation
move.
start.
It's an
It's an industry move.
it just like what you just said just gave me thought to why Joe's always moved the way he has within the podcasting space. He's trying to find the right home for the pod that makes sense with his overall vision, but just how he reads what these DSPs and these big companies are trying to do. You know, they thought the Spotify thing was that, and when it went left,
Even Joe didn't get the data, bro.
Yeah, bro.
as big
That's when
as,
you knew
as
what
big
it
as
was
he
rough.
is. He doesn't
That's
rap.
when you. I'm
2
like,
million
yo,
listens a week.
2 million listens a week,
Actually,
and you
an
can't get your
episode.
which it was 2. So it means 4 million a week on average.
And even if you look at the pods that Joe's pod goes up against that are like in America, totally different. The people have the pod and holding their own and still ain't got the data. But yeah, for us, Teaser mentioned it. We're gonna always get into the nitty gritty and unpack the data side. What's the long term play? You know, even if fans, listeners, musicians are not really are not really so much into where that's going. We will always analyze that because we want to see long term. What are these corporates going to? What are the music business? What's the play here? As deflating as it might be, that some of these things are the same. It's just interesting to see that it's a game changing thing because they're a bit late.
You're first on the line.
Yeah, they as a platform regarding this, they might be how they restructured. It would have been a doper move had they done it sooner because I'm thinking they might have missed just to motivate the really big artists to say front and center. You know, I'm taking everything off these platforms. Go to SoundCloud. You know,
But I think I prefer it this way. I get you, but I think I prefer it this way, Uguti. It will still cater for the people that SoundCloud has always catered for.
yes, I was
It's
coming
good.
to that.
It's not like trying to bring bigger artists back. It's like, no.
Yeah, because
I'm just giving more value to the people who've always been using this kind of platform.
what
Okay,
would
yeah,
work for
yeah.
them is if, let's say, this is another discussion, because it's perfect the way you've put it. Upcoming and middle tier artists, if we can call them that, it's great. They shouldn't use it like this move as we're trying to bring bigger artists, because what that does is it becomes like the argument we're having with other DSPs where, okay, I want to support like this artist, but because of the way you guys do your royalties, whether I listen to Drake or not, some of my money is going to a Drake, and I don't even listen to Drake. So let me benefit. The SoundCloud model benefits indie and upcoming artists. I just then hope that in the future, as they continue to tinker with whatever this play is, it stays true to that, because unfortunately sometimes what you do see is as things gain prominence, it becomes business as usual. It could get to that if the numbers start to really, really explode without big artists. Like if SoundCloud, this model that they're working, if people say, this is it, let this be the way of now supporting artists. Because there's always new music artists coming out, and with the online thing is there are artists who can come out. It could be a K-pop artist, it could be a hip-hop artist. If they have the numbers where the money that the artists are generating makes sense, SoundCloud could once again be the go-to for people who are trying to enter the game. And they know that directly, if I go on a SoundCloud, I don't need to get like 10 million streams in a year. If I get 500,000, but because of the payment model, I'll make more than if I was signed to a major. That would make sense. I just hope SoundCloud, they don't renege
You might
on...
not even need a major.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Because to me, that's where the conversation is going with.
that's where
There
it's
are
going.
people who've always hated the fame, the industry things and whatever, who've always just
Wanna
loved
create.
to create art, put it out there for people to enjoy. And
They wanna get
it's such a
paid.
great platform for them to not become broke while they're still actually doing music the way that they want to do. Yeah,
So,
Pep,
but
go for it.
I was asking, like, the royalties, are royalties still there?
Yeah, those remain
Yes.
within the streaming numbers as whatever the rules of the streaming is.
Well,
0.00 cents, whatever.
Okay, so why wouldn't a Drake put Scary Hours 2 on SoundCloud?
Now
Because
he's
you're-
going to. Now he's going to.
That's what I'm saying, because you guys are only saying it's for...
No.
middle and-
We are saying, Wuti, we
it's a
hope
strategy.
Abo Drake don't come back to try.
No,
and
let's
slant.
clean it. Let's clean it because the information is out. So SoundCloud signed the partnership and the licensing deals with the majors to do the same. Because remember, the majors used to remove
Anything
the songs
is on SoundCloud,
for,
yes.
for those guys. So
Yes.
so now SoundCloud has also done it properly by signing a licensing deal to allow signed artists under the majors to put their music on SoundCloud. So for instance, you can still have your music there. They might go there. That's why it's interesting because we never know where the game is gonna go. But you might start to see the like Joe's podcast was on Spotify only. A few years ago, you guys remember, when Chance the Rapper put his shit
Yes.
on SoundCloud,
Yes,
it wasn't on DSP. So those moves are coming again until the industry will equalize.
Yes.
So because the news just got announced, we're gonna see it how it rolls out. But I think in the long run, SoundCloud is hoping this will bring more people back to SoundCloud, including signed artists.
Yes. And money.
And there's a licensing deal with the labels to make sure that gets done. Okay. Which is interesting.
They must fucking fix the app though. Yo.
Now I forgot. I had to answer you. I wanted to ask you guys maybe to close it off because I'm sure we
Yeah.
Wait.
Yes.
Are we gonna just ignore the big donkey?
Have we all watched
Like
it?
when you call me Big Papa.
Have we all watched it?
I watched
I
it.
have.
Cheese, have you watched
Yeah, I
it?
also have.
Obviously.
But I think with 2 hours in,
Yeah.
we can have like a
let's
silly
do it.
conversation,
Let's do it
like,
justice in another episode because at least it is out. Microphone check 1 2. What is this? The noise is genuine. Microphone check 1 2. What is this? The noise is genuine.